Alright, Instagram, what's up? Vlog, what's up? Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to episode 2 of One Horse Town with myself, Mr. Jaime V, aka The Real Mr. Jaime. I just want to say thank you so much for those of you that are watching and or listening, whether you're here on IGTV or on YouTube under One Horse Town playlist. I just want to reiterate what this podcast is exactly. It's a short podcast, 10 minutes or less, about myself, talking about numerous things, including my life, of course, to give you more context on who I am and how I came to be in the situation that I am now, making this podcast for you. I'm just going to start off by going, I guess, on the early years of my life. But actually, let me rewind just a little bit. Is actually the reason why I'm making this podcast and telling you these things about myself is that, I think it's important that we document, everything, not everything, but everything, because, later down the line, it might be a good tool to look back on, or it might, help some people right now who are trying to change in their life or to gain some more perspective. And so, so I'm going to start off, I guess. So this is a document. This is basically like an audio book of my life, an autobiography. But hopefully we'll learn some things along the way about, many other things. So I'll get started. So I was born May 14th, 1995, 25 years ago, Natividad Hospital in Salinas, California, to Anna and Velma. My parents. I'm sorry, Anna Velma is my mom. Jaime is my dad. Excuse me. They birthed me on Mother's Day, in fact, which was also George Lucas's birthday, as well as Robert Zemeckis, both filmmakers, and Mark Zuckerberg, which is very funny. We lived in a trailer park across the street from the elementary school that I would end up going to, and it was a lot of us living in the trailer at the time. My grandparents, my parents, I believe my uncles as well, and it was honestly a full house, and I really liked living in that trailer park because we lived at the very top of the hill, had a few friends nearby who I'd later play baseball with, and honestly, I had the best time growing up in that trailer park, riding my bike around the block, just kind of messing around. We had a lemon tree in our, I guess, right alongside of our house, and sometimes me and the neighbor and my cousins, I think just Lenina at the time, we would hit the lemons like baseballs down the street. Sometimes we would hit the houses, sometimes we'd hit a few of the cars, but we had a good time. We had fun. We played marbles sometimes, used our driveway as a baseball diamond. We had a lot of fun. I think we rarely went to the pool, even though we had a pool there at the trailer park. There was a pool table as well, but I don't think I was very into that quite yet. I was still, of course, very young. And I think at a young age too, I was very influenced in playing video games because of my uncle, I think. Now that I recall, my uncle had access to, I think, a lot of different video game consoles that I, growing up, really wanted to play and own myself. He had the first original Xbox, Nintendo 64 possibly, or I think that was my Tío Juan. He has something else, possibly the PlayStation or the PlayStation 1. And I think that's when, like, the origin of my video game, I don't want to say obsession. It's not an obsession, but I've been recognizing lately that video games have been a very big part of my life, and I'm just recognizing it now. I played a lot of video games in my childhood. So many, a lot of different consoles: Xbox, of course, a Nintendo 64, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 and 4, Switch, Wii. I mean, basically all of them. Game Boy. I'm sure we'll get into more of that later, but that was just a little snippet on the beginning of my life growing up. Can't say how many years I lived in that trailer with my family or in the trailer park, but I can say that I had a good time back then, and that's just a little small glimpse. Hopefully we'll get more into more depth in some later episodes. I am coming up on 6 minutes, so I am going to wrap things up. If you haven't followed me yet on any other social media platforms, please go do so. I'm on basically everything at the Real Mr. Jaime, REELMRJAIME. I would very much appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for listening and for watching. Hopefully this turns into something. This is episode 2. You know, this is kind of like a trial and error situation, but I just wanted to make more content, and I thought audio visual content would be different and interesting, hopefully, and we'll see where this goes. So thank you guys again, and we'll see you on the next episode of One Horse Town.